My name is Matt Armstrong-Barnes. I'm Chief Technologist for Artificial Intelligence for Hewlett Packard Enterprise.
Let's imagine I've got a small company and I want to bring AI into my company. I have no idea where to start. What's the first thing I should do?
Well, AI is a complex thing. But what you really need to think about is how you can get a key use case that is going to drive real benefit from an AI perspective. So one of the things that AI is great at is processing large volumes of information and working out patterns. And I just want to be clear, one of the things that AI is not going to do is replace a core business process. So think of AI as being an aggregator of lots of information into a business process. So that means you need to think about data, you need to think about how it's going to drive real benefit, which means fundamentally you need a business case. One of the best ways of doing that is to engage with a partner, someone who's done it before, and what they can do is they can bring in a DevOps, a quick way of working mentality, which is get the ideas, help you flesh out the ideas, and one of the key things is something called a minimal viable product. So fail quickly, fail gracefully, and fail fast to make sure that you get the key business benefit that you can drive from deploying AI.
How long before you would start to see a real kind of return on your investment? Because you're going to have to pay money for this.
Yes. In terms of AI, it does depend on where you're going with the business case. Some of the bigger organizations are seeing real return on investments, but they've got massive amounts of data. They are qualifying the data in the right kind of way and making sure that they've got it labeled to drive the key benefits from an AI perspective. There are two ways to think about it. One is that you can engage with an organization and you can start to build your own AI, and that does mean that you need significant volumes of data, you need data scientists, they're quite expensive. Or the alternative, you can engage with an organization such as Hewlett Packard Enterprise and NVIDIA, and we've got an extensive partner of ecosystem of partners that we work with, over 4,000. So depending on the business need will depend on whether or not we can bring a partner who's already done that, who can already address the business need and drop them in, and they've already got predefined models, predefined ways of working, and as a result, they can really get that fast start going. One of the things to think about when it comes to AI is a journey, not a destination. So you need to get into what's known as the virtuous circle. So get a business problem, get some data that qualifies against that business problem, bring AI into the equation, bring users on board, and then when you've got users on board, the first thing they do is they generate more data. So you can factor that back into your business and really start to move through this virtual circle really, really quickly.
How easy is it to get access to data? Because a lot of the data about how consumers behave is held by private companies, some of them large, maybe overseas owned companies. How easy is it to get access to data?
The big challenge with data, I really apologise for having to say it, GDPR. GDPR's come in, the legislation around personally identifiable information is a little bit weak when it comes to AI, so you really need to think about the data that you're using, make sure that you've got the right governance and controls wrapped around it to make sure that you're driving the data use in the right kind of way. It is challenging to get that from other organisations, but some providers can give that information to you. But really you need to think about the data that you're using, how you're going to use it, and how you're going to funnel it into an existing business process to drive the right kind of value.